Hello everybody. Right, so I am an expert with OBS in the same way that I am an expert in laying natural gas pipelines across continental Europe, in that I am not. So I'm just trying to get the bloody webcam going. It was working fine when I set this up earlier, so I'm just going to try removing it and adding it back in again. Robot Tammy, can you just confirm if you can actually hear me? As an autistic person, I resent the request to do a robot voice, given that half the time I have no choice in the matter. Right. Just 2 seconds. Media stream. Video capture device. Okay. Lovely, thanks Lucas. All of a sudden, my webcam has decided it's not gonna fricking work. So, that's good. Come on. Okay. Alright, well, sod it. I'm going to get on with it anyway. So, hello everyone. This is Part Designer, which I started up about 20 minutes in advance, because anyone who has used this bloody program knows that that is about the time you need to notice you need to give to make sure you've actually got this program working when you want it, because this program is a nightmare. So, the plan today is to try and build a particular set, and I have the box, the giant box, right next to me here, and I can't seem to show it on camera because it's decided it's just not going to work all of a sudden. Just loading up Studio. That's random, but suddenly we have liftoff. Hi everybody. How are you doing? So, today, actually just confirm, can you see me? Can you see me? I'm going to keep looking left to right because I've got two screens set up. One is the screen that's actually got shit on it. And also, can you confirm if the music's still playing, it's not too loud? That was an issue I had in the past. Camera online. Boom. So, I'm going to try and build this thing. It's a bit rattly because I've got some spare parts inside, and particularly going to try and hack together a placeholder for this part here, the big Piraka mask. Or more specifically, this part right here, because this is going to be the reference. Because I have perhaps lured you guys under false pretenses. I'm not just going to try and build this thing, I am going to actually try and bodge together a placeholder for this part right here. To give you an idea of what I have done previously that's a bit like this, I'll just quickly open up the I think it's the 2005 playset. So the Tower of Terror was the first one I did. I've put a couple posts up about them, but lots of people won't have seen them. When I say bodged together, I really mean bodged together, because look at this thing. This is the Calam-iversary Gateway. And basically what I did was take the I took the existing model. There we go. I took it, changed the dimensions so that I could basically this mouth bit would fit. which involved it getting squashed, but oh well, it's only a placeholder. I sliced off the top, added some studs in. These look like that these are plates right here, but they are not. I'm going to make this red. There we go. These plates are like kind of built in Part Designer just to make them functional, and I kind of fused in these bricks to make them line up with the final part. Basically just enough that all the connections are there so I could build the rest of the model around it. And that's that. I've done a similar thing with the opening for the Battle of Metro Nuria. I'll just get that out quickly. This one actually, I think, ended up looking a lot better, but I think that's just because Lego stuck a lot closer to the dimensions in this gate. Again, the hole is completely inaccurate, and it's very messy, but it's workable because this was taken from the Lacan How, and you can see I basically sliced off down the middle here, sliced it here, used the eraser tool to try and cut a hole just under this airlet here, and then I fused in. This is actually part of a Viscerac carapace piece that I kind of cut, mutilated, and stuck in there. And then again, I kind of put these connections in, and they look very messy because Part Designer is not a friendly program. For all I know, proper parts might be. I know there's supposed to be some kind of modelling announcement happening on Bionicle Day, but I've not been in deep conversations with the people involved in that, so I'm going to assume for the time being that those parts aren't involved. So today we're going to try something that's kind of in the middle when it comes to complexity. We're going to try and make this thing again, and we're going to try and make it out of one of these parts right here. We're going to try and make it out of, that's right, we're going to make it out of Thox head, because despite it being a dark blue piece, it's actually made out of Thox head piece. You can see it's got the crest and everything, and this is just mad. Like, I should not be using this as a base, as a source, but the actual Piraka heads aren't in studio, so this is the best I can do. What I think we are going to be doing today, we're going to be, let me just take this off a little bit. We're going to be doing a bit of plastic surgery. We're going to be taking the root piece, set this as origin, and we're going to be trying to first slice it. So you can see here it's a very shallow piece. We're probably going to cut off the rear half, the complete rear half. We'll probably cut off the bottom fifth of it, or maybe less than that, the bottom sixth of it. Try and cut some kind of mouth hole. And then put the connection points that you see here in. But before I do that, I am actually going to do a bit of building, because the best way I have found, or a good starting point for actually getting the dimensions right, particularly for a placeholder where you don't actually have to try and make this thing a one-for-one match, is to build the assembly, or create in studio the lift arm, the connection placements as a build, because you can then export that into Part Designer. By the way, this is absolutely, I'm not saying this is the recommended way of doing this. This is just a way I found of doing it. Topeng, tell me, you can put these custom stud masks in Thingiverse. Oh, they're really. I mean, if you really want to, I think you can extract the files from the studio files and turn them into STLs to print. But I mean, as you can see, they're rough. They're very rough. So yeah. So what I'll do first is basically just build this little assembly here that has the teeth, and that will allow us to get these connections in place. Plus just so I know where the chin is, basically this little assembly here. This might all sound a little bit odd, but I swear it will make sense in the end. So what are we going to do first? We're going to take and apologies. I wish I could like put the instructions alongside. Actually, I could have done that if I had thought about that ahead of time. But there you go. Hindsight is 2020. Since we've gone past 2020, that phrase always weirds me out. Because can you imagine if we actually had hindsight in 2020? Right. So I can't find the piece I need, so I'm just going to do a search for it. There we go. Thick 3x5 lift arm. Gonna need 2 of these in black. And what I start to do at this point is create some sort of ghost pieces. I tend to just make them in daft colours like transparent or in pink or something. Not that there's anything inherently bad with pink, obviously, but just colours that obviously don't match with the rest of the build. To get the positioning right, and my program is freezing. So I'm just going to make those a transparent green pin. And then, if you can see here, I'm basically going to try and take the measurements. So you can see the gap here is about, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 studs between these 2 pieces. So I'll make a 5, 6, 7. What denominations do lift arms come in? Lift arm 1x6. There we go. It's thin. That'll do. I think there's some. Okay, can someone explain to me what the whole Capuro meme is? A lot of the time I just overthink things, and it's exactly what I probably thought originally, but I do tend to just overthink stuff. There we go. Right. We're going to copy. Okay. So it's always the very first bits that are the worst. So, sorry, I just sort of jumped in straight in, but how are we all doing today? It's Friday, or at least it's Friday in the UK. It must be Friday more or less everywhere else now, albeit it might be only at the beginning or the end for a lot of you. Finished work about an hour or so ago. So I'm very relieved for the weekend. I am struggling to find a piece that I need. This is always the way. Right. Can anybody see? Ah, there we go. This is all going to come together momentarily. What I'm basically doing, people, is I'm building the assembly for the teeth, the teeth gate for this build. And once I build it on one side, I can just copy and paste it to the other. There we go. Perfect. Now I just need a 3 long axle. This is something that happens regardless of whether I'm streaming digitally or whether I'm using a camera. I cannot find the frigging pieces I need. Can you... I feel like Dora the Explorer. I need a 3-length axle. Can you find it? Oh God, I swear to God, I'm just blind. Right, screw it, I'm just gonna... There you go. Just took me 2 seconds to search for it. Should have just done that all along. Right. Where are we? There we go. I like these pieces, these kind of bushing, these pins with bushings attached. They're very useful. By the way, I have no idea if I'm using Studio in anything close to an efficient way. I'm sure a lot of you are screaming right now. Unfortunately, this is not on a very efficient build. And then I have no idea how long that axle is, but I'm going to guess it's 10 long. Doesn't have to be 100% accurate at the moment. Now I need half bushing. There we go. There we go, it's close enough. If I was building the set for real, I'd be a lot more careful with this. Right, so we've got this build. Yeah, no, yeah, just copy that. Delete the. Oh, there's a duplicate axle. Okay. Okay, I think this axle might be a bit too long, but that's fine. The point is that the placements are, well, in place. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily matter if I don't get the exact right piece, but they do have to be close enough that the proportions, the connections are right. Because not only am I building these, but then I have to add in basically the parts that I want to embed. What I'm going to basically do is build this whole setup here that you see on screen, and then I'm going to add in these sort of lift arm sections right there, and then that is what I will import to Studio to help me get my proportion into Part Designer to give me my proportions. So, yep. Yep, and yep, and apologies for the throat clearing. That's what I do when I'm anxious. Luckily, I brought water. Right, so that's there. The next thing to do is just to build these little steps, but they're important because that's going to tell me where to cut the chin off. I brought a little base plate. It's a fairly sizable base plate for this little job. So between where the bricks are and where this lift arm needs to cut off, it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so there's not really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, there's nine studs apparently. Between this assembly here and this assembly here. So that's fine. I just need to find a long brick. There we go. I think there's a couple of those there that I need. And a couple of the larger bricks. Seriously, I need a couple of 6x2 bricks. How am I not seeing them? There they are. Right. So this is quick and easy. Just popping these all together. There we go. And then I just need a basic pin. Basic pin. Where are you? Penny. There we go. You know, some people say I'm weird. I don't know what they mean. Right. So I'm just putting these connections in now. Okay. And then what I'm going to be doing now, I'm just going to quickly put these 1x3 dark blue lift arms, and these are actually going to be embedded in the piece. They're going to be effectively embedded in the Piraka Minifig Head that we're going to blow up, cut bits off it, and then embed these pieces inside. Which is why I try and make them the same colour. I don't fully understand how the colour locking works in Studio, but I think these pieces, when I import them, will be locked into dark blue, or they might not be actually. Studio's weird like that. Right, so we need 9 studs, and unfortunately this whole build is not even actually on a solid stud, so I need to bring it forwards. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need to get the blue bar to there and then centered. Okay. And this is being made more complicated by everything being odd numbered. That should do it. So, right, let's just sanity check that a second. So we've got 1. Oh dear, oh dear. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines up with that. Fantastic, as they would say in Sweden. I only know that from watching Sabaton gigs. A bit of random lore for you there. I'm just going to put the teeth in as well, because it's important that those are able to fit. Wow. It's not the end of the world if they don't. But, and then there's some at the sides as well. I'm just going to try and get those in as well. Oh, they're inside out. That's okay. And then I'm going to mirror it. There we go. So the last thing now, this is going to get a little bit trickier, is to figure out where this bar at the top sits in relation to these. It shouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to have to create a ghost lift arm. And what are we? Okay, so it's the entire length of this bugger, which is, I think this might be a 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 15, right. So it's going to be 15 higher, so I need a 15 length lift arm. I hope some of this is like interesting and useful for you, for how I sort of hack my way out of these things. Hack in the more general sense, obviously nothing coding related. I am not that intelligent. And I'm going to make this transparent green as well. And actually, we don't really need those other parts anymore. And it's in line with this piece here. So I'm going to and need it longer than that really. I need it to be 16. Do they come in 16? 17, 18, 19. Do lift arms not come any? Shit. Okay. That's fine. I just need to get a pin in place 1 stud higher. There we go. That is now officially 1 stud higher. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 long by 9 lift arm. Light grey. If this still just isn't making sense, I swear to God, we're almost at the point where I import it into Studio and hopefully I look like a genius. Or I look completely mad. Yep. And then you can see here, it doesn't get used, but there's actually 2 connection points there. So I'm going to put a little 2 length lift arm in here. Okay. There we go. Dark blue and dark blue, because that's going to be embedded in the mask. And that is, I think, it. If I just delete all the transparent parts now, we have, I think, in theory, the entire assembly that you see here, except for the mask. So now I'm going to save this build within the Piraka Stronghold model. By the way, if you wanted to race me to it, and you're going to have a hell of a head start, this file is uploaded to the Bionicle database of studio models, or the BDSM. I do actually have a proposed name for that, new name for that, but I'll leave that for another time. And then I'm going to paste it into here, separate build, new model, and then I'm going to take out everything except these blue lift arms, because those are the only parts we want embedded in the model. And I accidentally deleted one. There we go. So take out the teeth. Brilliant. And I've just realised that this is wonky. This is wonky. That's fine. I think I can... shit. Yeah, let me just undo it quickly and just see if there's an easy way that I can level it off. Sorry. It's one of the issues when you are kind of rushing this a little bit. Oh, no, I should have noticed that. It's it wasn't even on a stud. Yeah, I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. I think that's correct. It's one of my favourite parts of the Legends of Metronome soundtrack, by the way. To be honest, if this part is slightly off centre, it doesn't really matter, because you've got this whole front bit that it can... has leeway, basically. I'll have to make the cut in the same place regardless. So, that's why it's a placeholder. Ultimately, when a decent version actually comes up, I don't know, was that even more wonky than before? I don't know. I'll do. Yeah. So, now we export this. Actually, I'm just going to save it in case something goes wrong. I will save it in... Oh, there's going to be all sorts of things here that aren't publicly available. Parts in progress. There we go. And I'm going to put it in a folder called Piraka Gate. There we go. Piraka Gate. There we go. And I'm going to export it as a... I'm going to export it as an LDRAW file. I think that's how I normally do it. And then I'm going to attempt to pop this into Part Designer. There we go, LDR file. So it's a .ldr file. Sorry, I should say hello to some people. Hello, Evoki Studios. I've seen you in the comment section a few times. Nice to see you, and I love your new avatar profile picture. Hello, Toastman. Hello, Lucas. I think hello again. Hello, Sora, which I'm guessing is Bladesman. Hey, yeah. Atom Norby. I probably butchered that. Sorry. Yeah, this is the application. So this is Part Designer, which is kind of a spin-off program, like an accompaniment to Studio. Right. Huh. Why is it? There we go. Choose a file. Parts in progress. Piraka Gate. Piraka Gate. sounds like a controversy, doesn't it? Here we go. So here are the parts imported into Part Designer. So now this is where it gets a bit daft. I'm also going to import the Thock Head, which I almost wish sounded more dirty. And Part Designer is now going to have a paddy. So I'm going to take a sip of water. studio part. So, good news. Some of you might have seen a little while back, I put out something called the Rescued Parts Pack. It was just parts that I'd found in studio in Lego Digital Designer that weren't in studio yet. And I saw recently that Bricklink put out a press release saying that they were talking to the team behind that to make sure that everything is ported over. So I think a bunch of these parts, like the Piraka heads, are now in Vanilla Studio, which is good. It saves people having to put another, install another parts pack. So the problem is I can't just straight up scale it up to the size that we want yet, because I'm going to have to cut off some of the depth. I'm going to have to cut off a lot of the some of the depth at the back and some at the top. But what we'll do now to get us in the right ballpark is scale it up. And unfortunately, Studio doesn't seem to have part design doesn't seem to have an easy way of just scaling up the whole model by a factor or by a percentage. So I'm just going to have to put rough estimations in here. So if I could just increase the size by 10, couldn't I? Just move the decimal point. That's a cheat. That's a cheat and a half, but I'll go with it. There we go. Hey, that's pretty good. Sorry, apologies. My little squeaks are like piercing the sound levels. Hey. Sorry, always just I take the fun where I can find it because it's about to get really freaking annoying. That is almost, I'd say that's basically the perfect size for us. So this is possibly the most frustrating thing about Studio is, Part Designer, is just the positioning of everything's really wonky. And particularly with the tool that I'm going to use now, the eraser. If anyone's got any tips on these, please help me, because this thing is rubbish in my experience. There we go. So what I'm going to do is create a big cube and basically slice about most of it. So looking at this, it basically keeps going up and up till where the ridge plateaus out. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut it about here. There's not a lot in it, is there? It's difficult to tell from an angle. Yeah, I'll slice it there. This may now crash the system. So, in fact, before I do anything, I'm going to save this, because save as Piraka Gate part. Right. Right. So, let's hope this is enough. This is wide enough. Hey! Oh, that was easy. Good. I like it when it's easy. Okay. So, back to regular select. Now what we want to try to do is make this this part kind of line up, which it doesn't seem to want to do, with the parts here. I think we are going to actually have to make it a bit wider. Yeah. We're going to need to slice them off the bottom as well to make it flat. So let's do that. So eraser again. Eraser? I hardly know her. Right, I don't want to take off too much space so that we've actually got some still to, build on. Okay. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Oh, see, now I clicked and now it's going to erase. Yeah, see, it's just taking a chunk out. Right. So, there we go. Now I need to just take off a bit of the chin. This is coming along a lot easier than I thought it would. I'm going to regret saying that, aren't I? Eraser. How far do we want to take it? I notice on this, on the large version, these little side chin bits are completely taken off, but I'm not going to worry about those. Okay. So that's quite a lot, but I think I'm going to have to take a lot off to kind of compensate for the size increase I'm going to have to do. Yeah. So yeah, you can definitely tell that front bit was a bit off center. There we go. So, how do I increase this now? So, roughly speaking, it's... I wish I was better at maths, but I'm not. Tell you what, I'm going to quickly get a calculator out, and I'm going to increase it by about 10. What do you think? 10%? 10%? I'll try and increase it by 10%. So 12.66 times 1.1. Damn ADHD! I can't remember the numbers. Right, 13. So I'm just going to plug the numbers away off screen. Right. So this is going to be 13.92. 7.5 times 1.1 is 8.25. Just to give you guys an idea of how long this can go, that is, yeah, that's when you slightly overshoot. Sorry, 8.25. There we go. And then height, 16.3 times 1.1 is 17.93. And that is... Oh, that's very close. This is going to be very rough. Okay. I'm going to just try and do this manually now, I think. 8, so that needs to be 10. Actually, it doesn't need really to be any deeper. It just needs to be higher. Sorry, nothing here denotes like which dimension it relates to. So I'm going to increase that to 15, and that's pretty much on the money. Yeah, in fact, I can even reduce that to 14.5, or even just 14. Yeah, that works. It's a little bit. Yes, it's fine. Oh, I am going to have to make it wider because... So something is actually off-center here. I was... Okay, I'm going to have to make it wider just to kind of hide some of the balls-ups I've made. This part is really... There we go. Right, I'm going to make it taller. I'm going to make it to 20. Don't need to make it 20. 18. Oh, 20. I typed in 2018. The spaceship Thok. 19. Okay. Okay, how's that looking? That's basically fine. That's doable. That's usable, which is the high standard that I aim for. So here's the tricky bit now: is using the eraser to try and cut a hole in the middle. It's a lot easier. Okay, so that almost works. So I'm going to make that a bit less. 4, 5. Sorry, I haven't caught up with the chat at all. Yeah, Part Designer is janky and it will freeze up for ages whilst you build it, which is why once I start exporting this piece, I'm going to have to like move on to actually building the set for a while and just wait for it to finish. But that's okay. Sorry, I'm having to just remember what... Here we go. So... Okay, so I'm going to go for like 10. There we go. So if I can get this to cut a neat hole in the middle there, that should be good enough, basically. Yay! That works. Yes, that is disturbing. That is actually disturbing. Oh, yes, Timmy. Help me, maiden. Timmy. Apologies to anyone in the stream called Timmy. And then just going to invert it and try and carve a little bit out of the back. There we go. To make space. Oh, maybe not quite that wide. Here we go. So, yeah, that carved a bit out of there, and it's slightly off center. That'd do. For a placeholder, that is fine. And the main thing, at least, is that this assembly here does not connect directly to this bit here. And this bit here does not connect directly to this bit here, only through this piece. So when a final piece comes out with the dimensions that are appropriate, it'll be a very minor job of just shifting them across a bit. You won't have to like reset the connections between loads of different sections. That's good. That's good. That's a part. That's a placeholder right there. I might wake up tomorrow morning and look at this and go, no, I cannot release this to the world and build a replacement. But for now, that will do. That will do, pig. So I've just saved that. So I'm going to export it to Studio. I'm going to call it Piraka Gate Calam. Bricklink part number. Let me just quickly find the Bricklink part number on Bricklink. Right. Thok. It is 5528. 55238. And suddenly my numlock isn't. There we go. 55238 temp, because it's a temporary part. I wouldn't want anyone getting hold of this thinking it was a final piece. Right. Are you ready, kids? Gonna export it. Actually, one thing I will just do before that is, I'm gonna just copy that a second. It's just for anyone who hasn't used Part Designer before. This is the connectivity. And this has exposed a massive flaw in the part. The connections didn't carry over, and this is why you might have seen some jank in that Kanoe How model, because I remember having this problem with that part as well. I had to basically try and import versions of the model of the lift arms on top of this sort of assembly that you're seeing here. So yes, I'm gonna have to do that, otherwise it won't work. So lift arm 1x3. There we go. Insert. There we go. That is disappointing. Again, some of you might know what I went wrong, where I went wrong here. Apologies for completely missing the chat again. Pink Floyd, I obviously know of Pink Floyd. They are British, aren't they? Lucas, help me out here. They are British, I think. And I really like the song Highest Hopes. and I came to know that song because Nightwish did a cover of it in one of their concerts. Oh god, just trying to get it to line up here in anything resembling a... I just remembered what I did with the Howl one, is I did actually import the assembly parts as well, if that makes sense. I can do that quickly actually. Actually I can quickly nudge that over. No, that doesn't make it level. Okay, this piece is just going to be a bit weird. I just have to accept that for a bit. What I will do, I will export this whole thing as an L-draw part. Piraka Gate assembly. There's a reason I didn't call this this playlist like this stream. Learn with the master. Close enough for government work. Close enough. Okay. And part design has decided it's going to go on a random freeze. There we go. So I'm going to import Piraka Gate assembly. There we go. So now this whole let's have an idea of what this is going to look like. If we, is it going to let us clip it through? I might not let us clip the two assemblies through each other. This might be the closest we get. Is I am prepared to completely abandon. There we go. So it'll look a bit like that once it's in the model, except obviously blue. Which I think that's fine for a placeholder. I don't know why it cut out this random chunk. Oh, you can't see where I'm pointing. This random chunk right here. I don't know why it took that out. But this frigging program, I swear to God. Connectivity. Yeah, none of the connections have come through. So that's annoying. I'm prepared to cheat for the purpose of this stream and export it to Studio. I'm gonna call it Piraka Gate Gummy because it's like gummy. It's got no way of connecting to anything. It's a lie basically. What was that number? 33? No, 55283. Gummy. Right. So what I'll just do, I'll just place this in the right position on the build just to get it to look the part. But that is now, part design is now going to freeze up on us for about a quarter of an hour. Hopefully Studio won't as well. I don't know how my computer's faring with both OBS and Studio and Part Designer all open at the same time. And Steam, because I installed OBS through Steam last night, which I didn't know you could do. So I'm going to leave that, close that assembly. Right, let's actually get on to building this set, why don't we? There's an idea. I'm going to use the instructions, which is always a useful thing to have when you're building digitally and you don't want to have to keep flicking back between windows. Now I've done a little bit of work already on the I'm going to skip the micro build. Actually, it's up to you guys. Should I do the micro builds? That consists of a I don't know if you can see it. It consists of this launcher, consists of this little hoverboard, and this bloody chariot and spider thingy. I will start building the middle tower whilst you decide. flick through. There's a lot of side builds here. A term I didn't even know, I think, until I started watching Jang's videos. Right. So I've done a little bit of quick work here just to make sure these build kind of they're technically base plates. These grey pieces right here, which are quite interesting. It's this one's in plain grey, even though in the model itself it's kind of marbled with an orangey colour, which is quite cool. But I guess they just haven't ported that in yet. But that's fine. That'll do for our needs. Right. And I've realised I've already made a mistake. These, I love with digital building. You can just pop a piece completely out of the build and pop it more or less back in. Go underneath. It's not waiting to behave. I know you can't tell, but these two black tiles, plates are the wrong way around, and that will bother me, knowing that. So I'm going to do it right now, and I don't have to think about it again. And what excites me a little bit about building these digitally is that it makes it slightly easier then to try and figure out how the alt builds for the playsets go, because that's a pain in the ass to do physically. Sorry, who have we got? Who has joined? Who has joined? I do not know. We have got Renova. Hey Renova. Inferno. That's a new one to me, but welcome. Red Cube does stuff. Hello, Red Cube. Beth, hello. Right, so Beth Venny is the person you can thank/blame for the recent splurge of playset stuff I've been doing. I'd always kind of wanted to, but I just had decided to not open that can of worms because I knew it would lead to crazy things like this. And then they built the 90% of the terrain crawler, and that kind of, once one big playset was built, I was like, I now want to do all of the other ones, and so I made those bodged together placeholders for the Tower of Terror and the Battle of Metruneri. I am just quickly looking for a, there we go, 2x3 brick in a sea of grey bricks. You're now listening to the abandoned Kikanalo theme from Legends of Metruneri, which somehow we've gone all the way to the end of already. I can't have been streaming for oh Christ. My streams always run over. I can't. I can definitely not promise we'll get this build finished today, but it's funny how with Lego, innit, both physically and digitally, how you can seem really far away from it and then it all comes together at the last minute. Particularly with digital, because once you've done a huge side assembly, you can just mirror it immediately, pretty much. So I'm looking for a brick with a right angle like this, but you know, a brick. Yes, do them. Oh, okay. There we go. Right there. So, hello, Squeaky. My cat Cinder is just down here. Can I lift you up for the good children? Oh, that's Ash in the background. You can possibly see. Actually, don't look at my living room. It's a tip. Which partially links into why I've been so sporadic with the content recently. When I say recently, I mean this entire year. Some people in my server will know I've kind of mentioned it a couple of times, but I became quite... Cinder, stop trying to attack nice Toa Likan. I got a big lot of some sets the other day, and I'm still building some of it. And one of them here is a tailless Kikanalo. And Toadicon right there. You're not getting in. It's just a regular brick, not one with a pinhole in it. But yeah, I've been quite majorly involved with Bionicle Pride, and that took over almost the entire first half of the year. You see, like, the content trickled off as the year went on, and once that was done, I was shot away. But I also have some stuff that I can't fully talk about yet, but related to Bionicle Day, let's put it that way. I've put out about how I am narrating one of the tiers for the first half of the iceberg video that I don't know their full username, but they often go by Mal on the forums, is putting together. I haven't seen it yet, so I have no idea what will be accompanying my voice, but I've never done a kind of collab before, so that's exciting. But that was actually more straightforward, but I have a much bigger thing coming as part of Bionicle Day Day 2 of the stream, but they haven't announced the full lineup yet, so I'm staying quiet for the time being. Also, I did manage to put together that video, the Toa Nuva adaptation thing. The masks, which did stupidly well. And I have now completely failed to capitalise on that popularity by getting the follow-up out on time. But I've had my reasons. But I've even considered doing a couple of other streams. I've got the Toa Underwater, Toa Undersea Attack set to build. I've been meaning to do that for ages, but the truth is, one of the side effects of all the stuff I've been dealing with is that I have been a nervous wreck, and my mental health has been crap, basically. And I was maybe considering doing it today, but this is my little step back into live streaming, which ironically is more complicated because OBS. And on top of that, a close family member of mine got married last weekend, which is good and good for them, and it went fine. But my family situation, they are trans, not great. So that was very stressful. Thankfully, it didn't go too badly. So I'm glad that's done. And on top of that, we currently have a race for who's going to be our new Prime Minister, but it's the shit party, and both candidates are currently trying to outdo each other on how much they can blame trans people for the country's current state. Not to get too political, because I know some people seem to be allergic to it. So that is a rant that I have been meaning to do, so sorry. So I'll go back to the Bionicle now. But Lucas again can probably back me up on the sort of the shit storm that is the UK currently, or since 2018 really, or since 2010. Anyway, so I'm trying to find somewhat unusual. Oh no, I'm not trying to find. I'm trying to find a very unusual piece. It's a piece that's not in the set. I thought this was a 1x1x2 brick, but no, it just turns out it's two 1x1x1 bricks on top of each other. Do it. Oh, Lucas, I'm sorry to hear that. Your only reliable route is across a picket line. Yes, I suppose you don't want to go across a picket line. Always support striking workers, by the way. So Here we go. We're building the gate. This is kind of a cool section, actually. This is the central tower has quite a few interesting bits to it, and these gate pieces. So I realise I have kind of dived straight into the main build rather than. Sorry, I'm trying to get these hinges to line up rather than do the side builds, but why is that not connected? Oh, I think there's other pieces in the way. Something in the way. I'm not singing Nirvana, don't worry. Alright, I'm going to have to turn collision off. It's not going to play ball with me. Right, that's good. And then mirror uncopy that. I think I know what I've balls up. No, it's just the mirroring that's... there we go. There we go. That is a doorway, sort of. Kind of. Yeah, that's fine. This program can be a bit janky. I should have put these barbs in, shouldn't I? Before I. There we go. Right then, copy, paste, and paste. Sorry, I appreciate. I think there might be a bit of a lag between of a few seconds between when you're seeing it and when I'm saying it. This is good. This is good. We're moving along quite quickly. So it's not the most exciting thing, is it, when it's just a sea of grey? How are we getting on with part? Oh, it's exported. Maybe it's the connections that cause issues, or maybe time's just gone along a lot quicker. Okay, all right, it's good. I'm gonna close that, save it. And we're gonna import it in now, okay? We're gonna give it some teeth. In theory, if I just go to custom parts and type Piraka Gate, there it is, Piraka Gate Gummy. So you can see it's that ugly beige colour in Part Designer, but it's just completely white here. But the embedded parts are blue, as they were originally. And if I just grab a random pin piece, there shouldn't be actually any connection parts here. Yeah, see, they're just completely... Cinder, stop trying to destroy my red Bionicle box, thank you. Yeah, it's gonna crash. It's just there's no connection there for it to grab hold of. But that's all right. I'm just gonna make this blue. I also didn't cut any eye holes out, which if I do this off stream, maybe I'll try and do it. But then again, this is a lie. This artwork is a lie. There's no yellow behind these eyes. I'm suddenly realizing that really is a lag. So I'm going to just quickly try and get Facebook to increase the lower the latency. Did I say Facebook? I mean stream health. Oh, no, I can't do it anymore. Alright, so if there's a bit of a lag and I'm referring to things that you can't quite see on screen yet, I apologise. Yeah, even the doors have teeth. So let's try and get this in position. Thankfully, because I've turned collision off, you can basically just slot it in wherever. Now, if this part if the connections had properly worked and they were embedded into the model, I would have deleted all those little blue. I would have deleted these blue lift arms on the build, but since they're not there, they're really just cosmetic on this custom Piraka head that I've brought in. I'm going to keep them in place for future reference. But either way, it's in there and it's fine. It's doable. It's yeah. There's enough space for the teeth, which is what I thought I did. Oh, the teeth are clipping a bit, but it's good. It's fine. unfortunately, I haven't actually got the anything for it to connect to yet. So let's go back to our regularly scheduled module. I think what I might do, folks, is build this upper tower and the rib cage to connect it to the Piraka Head, and that might be it for today. Maybe I'll do a part 2 in a week's time or in a few days' time. It will have to be soon though, because I know what I'm like. If I can't sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, I will come downstairs and finish building this damn thing. Yeah, I've been having real trouble sleeping because of a lot of the stuff I mentioned a minute ago. Oh no, folks! I gone messed up. I missed out putting a plate on the assembly. It's fine. It should be fairly easy to add in. Just can't find it on the lot of parts here. Screw it. I'm just gonna search for it. Plate 2x3. There we go. That also might explain why the gate was clipping. So what I'm going to do quickly, I'm going to start making this into a submodel. Sorry. I'm just going to call it Central Tower for now. And that'll make it a bit easier for me to grab parts without trying to avoid everything else. And actually, I'm going to make this Piraka Head a submodel as well. Just call it Gateway. Okay. Yeah. So they're both running off of food. So I'm just gonna quickly put a sachet of food down for them. 2 seconds. Oh, no, I'm not. First, I'm gonna play some music because the music stopped. Right. I'm gonna put Mask of Light on, but if you want Web of Shadows, let me know. 2 seconds. Yeah, see, told you I'm quick. Anyway. So, might have actually caught up with the camera now. So, gonna select, alright, delete that, delete, and delete this build here, basically in its entirety. What I'm then going to do is select, where does the thing need to go? Right, it needs to go underneath this blue brick. So I'm going to take this assembly out of the way. Quickly add that in there. Oh, there's a black 1x2 plate as well I need to put in. Such a basic part, but I'm just struggling to find it. A second. Where'd it go? Where is it? Actually, I think you can search the plate 1x2. Ah, there you go. It's a useful little feature. Okay. Right. There we go. That should be much better. So there is now a stud gap. Just making sure I've done this all right. There, I can't guarantee there isn't some sort of error. I don't think so. Anyway, copy and mirror. Ah, it's copied and mirrored it the wrong way. And these barbs aren't even in the door properly. There you go. Right. So, studio mirrors dependent on where your camera is positioned at the time. There we go. So it was flipping it the wrong way. That's not right at all, is it? No, something went terribly wrong there. I know what went wrong there. This whole sub-assembly is a brick to the right. There we go. Mirror and copy. And that's almost correct. Just the door's gone fucky. Oh, who bloody Ray? Right. No. No. What am I doing? I'm doing... Right. It's okay. I know what I did wrong. I ballsed up a couple of pieces. There, fine. God, that took way longer than it should have done. Right. Oh, okay, now we get a little bit of fun decoration. So I need a couple of those circular plates. They should be easy to find. There we go. By the way, there's no way I'm... you can tell there's no way I'm going to monetize this stream or any of my streams because they are probably going to get claimed by Nathan First, I think, for using this music. And then... So I think different bits of artwork put the katanas, the air katanas, in different places, facing different ways on the model. But, there they are. There we are. I'm going to position that there. And then, if I delete that, 1, 2, 3, mirror and copy, bloop. Cool. Cool. So, I missed out some decoration on those doors. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. So what is that? A couple of panels. There we go. I'm just going to turn the light on a second. I don't actually need the headphones in. Now that I know that the sound levels are okay, this is just for me to enjoy the soundtrack along with you guys. Yeah, cats. I'm just going to catch up on some stuff. Zooming on by. Hi, Shadowed One. Nice to see you. I don't know if you're still around. And Toagali, I don't know the name. Well, I know the name. I don't know yourself, but welcome. I'm sorry to hear business is hard, Shadowed One. Hi, my name is David, whose name is probably David. Is it bothering anyone else that this gate piece has like a sort of a shimmer or some sort of texture difference on just one end, and so it's kind of lopsided? That's really bothering me. So for anyone who's still just tuning in, and I'm aware the camera might be, the stream might be a bit behind me saying this, what we have done during this stream is create this abomination of a placeholder. I cannot stress that enough. Placeholder. Piraka gate piece that inexplicably has a hole in the left cheek for some reason, but it's enough to, you know, if we finish building this model, possibly not tonight but sometime soon, it's enough that it's there, and it makes the set feel more complete until such time that someone who can actually model worth a damn comes along and makes one. So we've got these fun little 1x1 pillar pieces in blue. And then these are the parts that are going to allow us to connect the giant Piraka head. There we go. Hello, Mekromakuta. Sorry, didn't catch you there. How are you today in mainland Europe? I say love Germany. That would be I don't know enough about Germany to be able to say that with authority, but I've always been really interested in it, or at least I have been since I got into music, because there's so many metal bands from Germany. I'm particularly into power metal, so it's kind of the home of it. But sometimes when I think about escaping from the UK, I think I could move to Germany. Only problem is I don't know German. And like a lot of people during lockdown, I started doing Duolingo, and after about 3 weeks, I suddenly stopped doing it inexplicably. Well, actually, to be fair, I did get very busy, as I mentioned earlier. Just trying... Sorry. Sometimes I can't find the part that I need, so I just nick it from elsewhere on the build. Yep. There we go. Yep. This is good, this is good. We're starting to make some progress. You're right, Sora, it is the right cheek, isn't it? I did that thing, yes, it is the right cheek. Although I saw someone like laying into someone else in a Discord server the other day saying, "Oh, don't you mirror it?" They were talking about like a render, like a Toa's arms or something, and they were like really laying into them. It's like, oh no, most people flip it, like say it's the one relative to the picture rather than the model. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. They were really laying into them. It was uncomfortable to read. I wanted to message the person actually and say, hey, it's okay. I nearly said something, but A, it had been like a day, and B, I'm so self-conscious. Alright. I'm just gonna like take this sub-assembly model apart for a while, because I'm forgetting to select it. Okay, we're getting a subfloor in now. Don't anyone take that the wrong way. Just a sub level, a subfloor. A floor for where the subs go. And oh no, it's not a big plate, it's 2 small plates. It's 1, 2, 3. I need a couple of 6x6 plates. Why can't I find that then? That's weird. Okay, I'll just do a quick search. 6x6. There we go. And just going to move forwards. Yeah, basically connects there. There we go. Black. Oh wait, I was right the first time. Oh God Almighty! 6x12. It's a 6x12 plate. I thought it was 2 individual plates because there are two tiles, 2 long tiles. Here we go. These 2, in fact, that go across it. And then we've got one of the kind of oddest but kind of coolest parts of any Bionicle playset is this kind of how they turned the they kind of turned a Zama launcher into a kind of anti-dermis sphere like chamber, which makes sense when you think about it, because it's where the Zamapheres basically come from, or where the stuff inside them, the anti-dermis, comes from. But it's kind of got these weird speaker-like things as well. You know, the classic megaphone piece, which I'm just trying to find. There we go. So I'll be interested to see if this connection works in Studio. Yes, it does. Okay, and I need a couple of saucer piece. There we go. I'll just mirror that. There we go. So I get overexcited and I start building both parts of something when I really don't need to. Just do one and then mirror it, Tammy. There we go. And then I need one of those round bricks. Not a round tile, plate like one of these. A round brick. Might be the only one in the set, which is why I might be struggling to find it. I think that might be it. Yes. Yeah, let's bring that forward a bit. And then we need one of those fun little four-pronged things that I know they've got, because other playsets use them. There we go. And then, oh, this will be interesting to see if a Zama sphere will actually plonk on top. Kind of. If I turn on the collision, no, it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to sort of sit, does it? It's one of those weird cases where it's really more just gravity than any actual connection. Right, I'm going to turn collision off, get it in line, and then I will manually shimmy it around. It's close enough for now. That's alright. Oh, actually that's... yeah, it's a little bit far back, but I'll do for now. I'll do for now. So... go. Of course, by copying and pasting parts here, it means I end up with loads of surplus in all the backup parts here, but that's fine. Better to have too many parts than too few. And then these dirty great pillar pieces that sit on top of these bricks. So I'm very lucky to actually own the large playset sets from the year, so I can kind of cross-reference this with a real physical model if I need to. Oh, sorry, any messages that have probably got swears in them getting flagged. I'm glad you guys are kind of chatting in the chat. Sorry, I doing both at the same time. So. A bloody nightmare. Surgery residency. If that's actual surgery, like medical student name, then that's a hell of a thing. I actually know someone who's a trainee, like a trainee surgeon, I guess, and it's just crazy when it's just like, so I'm just doing some, colonoscopies and operating on someone's intestinal system tomorrow morning, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna digitally build some Bionicle models on top of the day job, to be fair. But good luck with the exam you've got coming up. I hope they're a little bit like driver's tests in that you should basically know everything by the time you do it. That's a bad example. I took my driving test 4 times. So I'm just building a little slidey gate piece here, which uses these fun little bar pieces. Needs to go on top of 1 wire on brick. That's fine. And then one of these plates. Hello, sweetie. Hello. Can I annoy you by picking you up and saying hello to the nice people? No? 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 Right then. She just likes being in the same room as me. Right. Need 4 headlamp pieces. With barbs in them. There we go. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So I am actually going to, since this is like a moving part, I am going to lock this, like it slides, I am going to lock this down as slide gate. Hello. Is that positioning right? Did that? I think that's. Okay, I'm going to put the collision on so I can try and get it to sit on top. I have found that parts that rely on gravity, like just bricks on top of plates, is difficult. What's up, Cinder? Hello. What's up? She's probably just going to want me to. Hello. All right, we've got some biscuits down. She was out of dry biscuits. She'd had her wet food, didn't want her dry food. I'm just catching up with the chat. Hey Tammy, opinion on Poland? It's a European country with a complex history and culture like every other country in existence. Difficult to have. I can't really. I don't have a single opinion on any country. Something more specific. There was a gothic rock band there called Unsung that got cut short because the singer was ill. That's my main cultural touchstone with it, to be honest. Probably not the best, but I mean, broadly positive, I guess. If someone's trying to stir some shit. So these gates are annoying me, so I'm just going to put the sliding doors. I'm going to just leave them to the side for now. That's good, because that means we get to move on to the top level. Top level. Good. Take another massive plate. I also used to flat share, house share. I used to house share with someone from Poland, and she was lovely. Trying to find one of the turntable pieces, and I don't know if in studio it'll be if it'll be broken up into 2 parts or 1. If I type turntable, it might. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I know it's selected it. I just can't see the outline. There we go. So this is the beginning of a complex bit that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to finish or connect properly because it involves hoses. So Mekra. So I don't know if I think somewhere in the lore it might have been thought that the Mask of Life was in the Piraka Stronghold, but of course in reality it's actually deep down in the bowels of Voyanui, isn't it? Because they have to go down the 777 stairs. And I think the Piraka drain the volcano, don't they? That's why they enslaved the Matoran. I would have been interested to know what the Toanuva would have done if they'd got there and the Piraka hadn't gotten there. Would they be just have had to do the same thing, but you know, the Matoran would be able to have lunch breaks and health and safety. What are you squeaking at me for? Sometimes she just wants to, she wants me to follow her through the kitchen, through the conservatory, onto the patio, and she just wants to go and just observe me watch her flop. And now she decided to hide behind a piece of furniture. Zena, what are you doing? I'm gonna give her a treat. You're gonna hop up on the chair where I can ambush you and say hello to people. Oh, what's this? You got a treat. There you go. Treat. Yeah. See? No, you don't like that, do you? Oh, okay. Just say hello. Say hello, baby. Okay. There's your treat. Go on. No. And I'm going to throw one up the stairs, alright? Right. Anybody else who's got cats knows that you cannot plan for anything. But I love them. And anyone who saw one of my previous streams knows that I did the exact same thing with her. Then I just picked her up. I was like, hello. Okay, you're pissed off with me now. Worth it though. She is so cute. She has two modes, either being very pesky or she's in the pouch in the cat tree and she's there and she just wants cuddles. Sorry, I was not a cat person until like 3 or 4 years ago. And I wanted a dog, and this is before lockdown, and I thought, I'm not home enough to have a dog, so I got a cat, and she died, but then I got these two, and they're amazing, and yes. Hide tools for the tiles are meant to sit on. Add a temporary stud and set the gate on the stud, and then delete the stud and unhide the plates. That's a good idea. Yeah. Hide. I never used the hide tool. I didn't even really realise what it did until recently, or why you'd use it. But yes, I can see it being very useful. Actually, for things like we did earlier with kind of trying to get pieces in position when they're kind of floating. So that's not a bad idea. I didn't know if it made the pieces actually completely if it just made them invisible, or if it made them effectively remove them from the model temporarily. So that's a useful tip, thank you. I'll try and bear that in mind. Hornet, that was from, thank you. Hello, Dylan. Hello, Blue Streak Lady. The blue streak lady. No, no, Tammy, pay attention. Not to be confused, of course, with the streaking blue lady. So, we're getting close to finishing this main tower, I think. I'm just trying to... Oh, God. Sea of grey parts. I need a 2x2 plate. No, I need a dark grey 2x2 plate. Come on. Yes, I think I do. Oh no, they are light grey. Okay. Dear, oh dear. There you go. I think that's right. Yeah, 2 back. And then a grey sloping piece. I just remember this is an interesting bit of the set. It then links into the, I think is it Kilorak claws, I think? Something like that. And it's got, yes, okay. So these did not import because they're not in base studio, but I'm pretty sure they've been made custom. Kilorak. Of course they've been, it looks like 2 people have made them. I don't know who to credit these 2 models to. They are technically different, but I can't immediately tell which one is better. That one's got a slightly more gentle geometry, so I'll use that one. I obviously we couldn't do any of this or a lot of this without the 3D modelers, but there does seem to be almost more modelling of parts we've already got at the moment than there is of parts that we don't have, like the wider Avmatoran torso. Okay. Getting there. I just turn collision off, so that looks a bit better. So these dirty grey black tout spires. I mean, this is just classic Lego cheating to make a set look bigger than it is, really, isn't it? Look! All of that height just from a single piece just turned upwards. So I think... Oh, and even the soundtrack is sad. It's like, oh, Lego, you betrayed us. That lied to us. Okay. That's okay. I think that's connected properly. Yes. So that's looking good. Blue Streak Lady started on Kimetru. Is that a Metru build version of Kitongu? Like, I attempted to do that not too long ago, but it's obviously can't be done with existing parts. But you think you've found a purest way of doing that? I'd be very interested to see it. So I'm going to submodel these now because we're more or less there. Central tower. I'm going to include the gate in that assembly, even if I don't know exactly how to fit it in. Yeah, actually, no. Let's try it. Let's try. Let's try. I've forgotten the name. I'm so sorry. I have ADHD. Okay. Hornet. Let's try Hornet suggestion of that. So I'm going to hide. Okay. And then I'll just pick a random plate that's in line. One on each side. Then I will try just placing it in. I think that's positioned correctly. And then literally just mirror the thing. But that, oh, actually it's a bit, it's snapped to above it, I think, rather than below it. That's alright, almost there. Just need to get it back one. I think that's, oh. Oh, so close to working seamlessly. Balls. Right, I'm going to try a much thinner plate just to try and make it. I'm going to try a stud. A single stud. So I think that needs to go there and there. And go to. Oh, god damn it. Right. These studs are not part of the submodel. It's great. This software is great when you know how to use it, but sometimes you just end up looking like a right tit. I can't get it to connect. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I think. Have we done it? We've done it. Those plates are in line with by Jove. Right. How do I unhide? How do I unhide the parts? Unhide. Hide. Uh-oh. Shit. I don't know how to unhide what I hid. Unless, are they not? God. I can suss it out outside of, oh, there's a, we did it! Yes! Ah, brilliant. Excellent call, Hornet, thank you. That is a very useful thing to know now, and I've done it as well, so I've learnt about it kinesthetically. I think that's the word. We're nearly 2 hours in. Oh Christ. What's my favourite? Sorry, I've realised that there were probably people just saying, "It's right there, Tammy. It's right there. Just click in the top right corner." I hadn't looked at the chat, so I apologise for that frustration. Someone asked, which is my favourite movie? It's Legends of Metru Nui. I just freaking love it. It's a story I think that almost only ever it's a story that you couldn't only tell it as a prequel, but it's the sort of story that almost only ever exists as a prequel, because people never choose to decide the Toa, the heroes of the story, getting their asses handed to them. Like, what? The Toa don't end up in a better position than they started. Like, their victory is they do beat Makuta, but in a very temporary way. It's about surviving a major setback, and that sometimes survival is the best you can do. And I don't know, that feels like, maybe I'm not watching enough edgy movies, but that seems like an unusual type of thing, type of storytelling to happen. And I think that's why it only tends to happen as prequels, because it's told in the context of what happens later. That's probably a little bit more than you were expecting in that answer, but yeah, it's just I won't forget watching it the first time and how excited I was when I saw that they actually depicted the. Firstly, there was some confusion a bit. It wasn't 100% sure how the story was being told, because I was in the UK, we didn't have the books, and actually seeing Vakama turn from and the others turn from Toa into 2001 Turaga Vakama was just, I just wasn't expecting it, and it was just one of those really satisfying full circle moments. Yeah, I love it, and the soundtrack's absurdly good. Yeah, but the soundtrack is absurdly good. Like, that opening is fucking brilliant. Like, if you've seen the first film, what Nathan First does with that soundtrack to immediately turn it on its head, familiar, but anyway, I quite like Bionicle. I don't know if you'd picked up on that. Can't tell exactly where on this plate the this axle hole brick is supposed to go, but that's fine. And then OMAC, right? I haven't got one of that. Have I got one? Is it here in my custom parts? No, I've just got like different people's variations on them, which is fine, but not what we're looking for. That's fine. I will nick it out of the Piraka set. Here we go. Can I get that to line up properly? Oh, that's overshot slightly. Yeah, close enough. Close enough for now. Wait. And I... and I just need to put some red barbs in there. I like that. Like, this is something that they don't really do with any of the other play sets. Is the masks that they use don't seem to have any other like connection points in them, and so they just look like the mask. There's nothing unique about them at all. At least with the OMAC, you've got these connection holes. There we go. Right, that should now all be part of the same submodel. Yep, because if I move it, nothing gets left behind. Right, I'm going to make this a lot prettier now, simply by bringing the whole thing forward. Alright, so I'll bring that forward. I'm going to bring the mask forward. God, it looks like one of the... reminds me of... I'm just trying to think what it reminds me of. Like something out of Pan's Labyrinth or one of the Ring Wraiths. So I'm going to skip all of this hose bit for the time being, because hoses, as anyone knows, are a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to focus on getting the connections between the two done, and then I think that'll be our breaking point for today. Before I reach my breaking point. So I'm just going to reach the chat. Actually, because this bit, I want this bit to go right, I'm going to put collision back on. Yeah, I don't know why. There might not be a specific reason for why they put connection points in the OMAC, or they might have known that they were doing these play sets this year, and they were, you know, having more system compatible parts, connections within the Bionicle specific parts might be useful. I think Lego designers typically do design things with one eye on I think they have a pretty good idea of what would be useful, even if they don't quite know exactly how yet. Right, I'm just trying to take this part out so I can make it as part of a kind of a spinal sub build. I'm going to call it. So here's the thing: do I call it left or right spine? Because it's to the left. If we look at the model, it's on the left, but if you were looking at it from the building, it's the right. Huh? That's a point. How do people do left and right when it comes to the buildings? Right. Well, I'm just going to call it spine for now. Or spine link. I don't know. What would you call it? So I need a series of straight and angled connectors. And what does it start off with? Okay, so thankfully it's symmetrical, so we go straight and then, actually I'm going to nick that. Okay. Okay, that goes there. Come on. There we go. There's a bit of a gap there. I can tighten it up later. Yeah. Angle. Yep. I think I've done something funky with these axles because they shouldn't be. There shouldn't be gaps in them like that. But oh well, that's fine. I do. Once they're lined up, and that should be 1, 2. And basically I need this whole assembly reversed. Kind of. Oh dear. I'm sure we've all got our little ways of essentially getting to the same point. We copy and paste different bits. Oh, yeah. Studio's having a seizure. I shouldn't joke about that. Seizures are no laughing matter. Come on. Come on. I'm going to get it in. There we go. Now it's in line. There we go. Seamless. See, what I should have done before that was actually put these pins in. But that's fine. They're easy enough to do. Cone. I need a couple barbs and a couple of small cone pieces. Classic system pieces. Where are you? There we go. There we go. Pop. And pop. And they're pointing in. Okay, so they're both going to be pointing perpendicular to the or parallel to the main build. That's fine. I'll tweak them later on. Oh, and those little bits need to be weren't added on the sub build, so that's fine. I will quickly add those in. Oh. Right. There we go. That should mean that it all comes apart as one piece now. Yes, it does. Excellent. Excellent, eh? Right, want to know something funny? I've been building on the wrong side. That's fine. It's the same build either way. It's just the connection at the end is different. That's fine. So we can get this to work. Okay. Put that in there. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up between what is and isn't part of the submodel. There we go. God, I made a meal of that. Head side versus tail side. Possibly. That's they don't really make a tail of such for this model, do they? It's just sort of two bulky bits of tower and a head. But that would be a cool like add-on, like a cool a mod. Oh, I keep forgetting to do the actual major spine points. So let's grab a couple of those. Actually, I only really need one. One of those, and I need one of the bigger ones. Well, I can delete these because they're already in the build. There we go. There's a thicker bits of tubing. Yep. Those are working fine. So. Yep. And yes. Good stuff. So I'm going to mirror that just to make it look nicer and pop that bit out. I know the end has to be slightly different on this side, but I'll sort that out later. So now it's just getting these two bits to connect together, which is a simple case of following the instructions. I just need a pin and a two-fingered connector. Ooar. Where is that two-fingered connector? Oh, I can just nick it from this bit, can I? Yep. Okay. In fact, that's appropriate given that it's actually part of this assembly, essentially. Yep. Yeah, I don't know who I'm saying yep to. I'm just... It's good to affirm these things in myself. There we go. I think. Yep, that is a complete assembly there. So all I've got to do is get that to marry up now. This is going to find out I've got the heights wrong, isn't it? I'm going to have ballsed up the heights somehow. Ooh, looks good. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yes! It worked. Hey! This is good. This is good. I'm just going to angle this off a little bit just to make it look a bit more accurate to the model. That'll do. Oh, that's cool. See, like, I know it's a dodgy placeholder, but you got to admit it looks a hell of a lot. It's just more fun. It's just more fun than if you didn't have it. This is making me very tempted to try and screw it. Let's finish it. Let's finish the model. I won't get all the side builds done, but I will finish this model, which is probably the complete opposite of what you wanted, Sora, so I apologise. This hopefully won't take long, and it will look really cool. And I can just I can knock these side builds out at a later point. Another one of these small grey piece studs. I think this is like the prison, because this is like this is the entrance. This is a general gate, a balcony where Zaktan can stand in a sheer negligee and just look wistfully into the distance. And once again, I've got on these plates the wrong way around. That's fine. I'll just quickly switch them around. Or have I? Is this one of those cases of the instructions saying different things to... Yeah, alright. Screw that. Also, just realised I could just have selected the base plate and rotated that by 90 degrees. I am a very intelligent person, but sometimes... Christ. I can pretty much wholesale lift this entire section, I think. Oh no, it's I can wholesale lift this entire section. I think. Yep, that's good. I'm just going to try and build this whole side now and then copy it. A classic. Yes. But yeah, I don't know if I actually said properly. The thing that made me push through and be like, oh, screw it, I am going to actually like stream today, one way or another, is that today is 2 years. Today is 2 years since I put my first video up. So, yeah. Particularly as someone with ADHD, I do not stick at things that I start. So the fact that I'm stuck with doing this really tells you how much of a life I need to get, really. But yeah, you know, it's been lovely, and it's yeah. No duck bricks, but almost so very close to 2,000 subscribers, which I never thought I'd get to. So that's wild. Come on. And the truth is, I don't know about any of the rest of you, but if I spent, you know, over a decade just thinking about Bionicle a lot, and if I hadn't eventually made a channel, I'd have just kept going over this stuff in my head for ages. So it's partial therapy as much as anything else. Not therapy. It's a healthy way of engaging. Maybe. Okay, something's not going right here. There we go. So I'm going to build the gates separately. It's not really a gate, it's more of a door, isn't it? I'm going to build this door separately. Oh right, I need a bunch of these. What track are we on now? Oh, we're on a simple game of Coley from the Mask of Light soundtrack. I need... There we go. Okay, and then I need one of those cool kind of grill bricks, another classic system piece. And when I say classic, it means I grew up with it, therefore it's a classic piece. One of my first Lego sets, nobody asked me this, but sometimes it comes up, one of the first Lego sets that was my own was like a car carrier with 3 coloured race cars on it. It was pretty cool, actually. That got added to the bulk of Lego that I inherited from my parents. So I've got some stuff there that probably dates back to the early 70s. Nobody asked, but I'm telling. But when I got these play sets, which I can say I got them years after they came out. This was the first, I was going to say new system, like this was the first system Lego that I had built with, you know, aside from my own collection since Christ, possibly Rock Raiders might have been one of the, or no, Lego Island Extreme Stunts. That was probably the last system Lego that I had bought before I got these the systems, the Bionicle playsets secondhand a few years ago. I don't know how many people here were. I think Island Extreme Stunts, so you might have to be in a very specific age to get into that, because it obviously linked in with the Lego Island game. Speaking of games, thank you, Trevor. Speaking of games, random stuff I've been playing recently. I played through Psychonauts 2. That's a very good and worthy sequel. For anyone who hasn't played the first Psychonauts game, I would recommend it. It's kind of it's a bit of a janky platformer, but the sort of the character and stuff kind of makes it worth it. I am currently playing Lego Lord of the Rings, which I got free through something ages ago. I don't know if it was on Humble or for free or something. It was a giveaway, but I got it free ages ago, and I hadn't played it because I hadn't seen the films in years. So I recently rewatched the whole trilogy. I watched them last week, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is quite a lot of movie to watch in 1 week. And I enjoyed them much more now than I did as a kid. I think I understood what was going on a lot better. So I'm really enjoying those. That's a really good Lego game. What else is there? Playing more Manic Miners constantly, which is the Lego Rock Raiders remake, which I recommend for anyone who's interested in like 90s Lego. That remake is insane. There's a weird printing glitch with my instructions here, and I think it's a printing glitch rather than like any water being dropped on it, because there's no like texture difference, and it's like the lines are perfectly fine, but the colour is a bit weird. Can I get that in focus? And it's probably not going to show for like another few seconds for you guys. But there we go. Anyway, I think I've played something else in terms of gaming. I just realised I mentioned Manic Miners last time I streamed, because I had also played Halo Wars. I don't play a lot of games. Halo MCC, I'm constantly like doing just my little weekly challenges, grinding just to get everything unlocked for that. I have booted up Infinite and played a couple of multiplayer games, but I haven't played I haven't paid for the campaign yet. I think Microsoft are doing a Game Pass deal where you can get like 3 months for £1 or something. I'm like, out of curiosity, I'll pay that. I think I can play Halo Wars 2 then at that point as well. So maybe I'll have played it next time I stream. But I'm obviously very well aware of its reputation at this point. Then again, I didn't play Halo 5 because didn't come out on PC, but I've seen a playthrough and I don't really get what the big issues are from a story point of view. Okay, Cortana goes bad. This is all very tangential, but thought it was fine. But there might well be something that I'm missing on like on a playthrough, or just on a second go through. And if you think that's a weird opinion to have, I've mentioned this in my server already. I thought the Halo TV series was fine. Like, with the big caveat that I accepted it as its own thing, not canon. I thought it was fine. I mean, it might help that I was in the midst of all the anxiety I mentioned earlier, and I just needed stuff to distract me. But yeah, you know, maybe it would have helped if they had just made it all original characters or something. But I thought it was fine. I thought it was well acted. I thought it mostly looked fine, with some big jank in some places, and yeah, I don't know. It was a nice mixture of different and familiar for me. Take the piss out of me all you like. I don't care. But at the same time, I'm not like a real die-hard Halo fan, so I might be missing something. What I will say, I wish the series had been I wish it had been as good as I found it, and canon. Like, they could have done something with some original characters or something, but who knows? It's very difficult to tell it's very difficult to get a sincere judge on culture, for lack of a better term, at the moment, because so much of it is just toxic and, you know, just anger generating for the sake of views. I can't take most of it seriously. Star Wars is ripe for that. I'm just bitching about everything now, aren't I? Sorry. So I'm also trying to find a way to mirror this build. I don't know why I'm having such trouble getting everything right. I think I'm just going to take it out of the way where I can't accidentally click some of the bits. I'm just gonna... I need to set it as the origin point. Always remember to set your origins. Right. Okay. Mirror and copy. Okay, I think we're there with this level of the tower. That was way more... Sorry, that last bit got way more complicated than it needs to be. There we go! Sometimes you just need a different perspective. That's always been the moral of my channel. It hasn't. So this will be interesting to see if it's got the magnifying glass. It's got the LED light brick in studio here. That's neat. That, you know, that could easily have not have been there. It's pretty damn accurate as well. Right, we've had the mask of the Legends of Metronui soundtrack, so I'm going to jump forward to Web of Shadows. I would put Minog on, but I haven't got it in Windows Media Player. Yes, I use Windows Media Player because I'm ancient. Frickin' ancient. Come on. I'm not looking at the comment section because I don't want you to all say mean things about me and Halo. What the hell's around the time route? Yeah, Hey, I love, or I really like Halo Reach aesthetically. Like, but I mean, people like there was a big pushback to that game when it first came out. But it's probably the best looking of the Bungie games on a technical level, even if you can't get on board with it artistically, or you don't prefer it artistically. Although I do find it weird that they kind of redesign things like the assault rifle, saying it's a prequel. It's like, yeah, it's a prequel that takes place 5 minutes before CE. It's you can't redesign it that much, but it's fine. Oh, that's weird. So I can't get this brick to snap to a stud now? Okay, maybe I... Okay. That nearly got weird. There we go. Hordika neck. It's actually a type of lift arm, technically. Socket piece. Actually, this is going to be kind of like a small sub-assembly in itself, so I'm going to just make this off to the side here. This is going to be the light brick assembly, which is cool. I need 2 of these. 2 of these axle bricks. Axle hole bricks. What is it? 6 long axle. Is that 6 long axle? No, it is not. Oh, sorry, I'll just search for one. Like, I don't know how many of you use Bricklink and Studio, but like the search function in Studio is so much better than the one actually on the website. I hope that the new version of Bricklink that they've been working on for ages now, I think, actually uses something closer to that. Right. Dear, oh dear. Right, put that in place. Move that in there. I need a 2x3 plate, my nemesis. I need to find another one of those. That was a lot easier that time. Okay, plate goes there, light brick goes there. This is good. And then all of that connects into a Technic connector. I think that works. I've got collision off. Oh no, that works even with collision on. That's good. Good stuff. I'm starting to get quite hungry now, actually. So Trevor, you're using Foobar. So the truth is, I've just never bothered looking for another. I've just never bothered looking for another offline media player. Maybe it's one of those things where until I use something that's really good, I won't know what I'm missing. But and I don't know whether Foobar, like whether it's like integrated to like online stuff as well, like your digital libraries. I have no digital libraries. Everything I've got, I've either ripped from CDs or I've acquired legally from the internet. Or I have actually possibly just acquired it legally from the internet. Like, I paid through the nose for the Bionicle soundtracks in FLAC. Like, I don't want to admit it, but like I'll never pay that much for an album again. But it was. I was aware of how niche it was, and I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I don't know if there's a magnifying glass here. Use utensil. Where is it? I can't find it, so I'm gonna cut it and then paste it. Hey, we have got it! Minifigure. Hey, that's cool. It's I wonder if there's a possibility that they could introduce like actual light, functions in the future. What am I going to call that? I'm going to call that laser sight. Wicked. Alright, I'm going to pop that in there. Good stuff, good stuff. This model, for anyone who hasn't built it before, like actually in a lot of the Bionicle playsets, to be honest, they cheat quite a bit in terms of volume. They're made up of a lot of big pieces. So, and particularly this set's very hollow. But that's okay, because we can improve them with imagination. Just need one of those angled corner bricks. Corner brick, corner brick, corner brick, corner brick. Why can't I find the... Screw it, I'm going to take one of the grey ones and just turn it black. It's not black, it's grey. It's dark grey. God. It's because there's a 1x1 brick next to it that is black. Jesus Christ. My short-term memory. I'm genuinely waiting for an ADHD assessment, and hopefully I'll actually get medication that makes it slightly better for me to function moment to moment. Till then, I'll suffer on. Okay. Roof piece. Yep, I'm gonna pop this forward. Yep. And a couple of axle pieces. Axle hole bricks. It's not. I'd be interested to know that if something like Studio had been built from the ground up with Technic in mind, how different would it be? Alright, yep. A couple of 1x3 black brick. Yeah. The waiting times are crazy over here for ADHD and autism assessments. And what's annoying is that the ADHD assessment queue goes faster than the autism one. And once you get a scene by one, you can get fast tracked to the other. But I'm on the autism queue. I'm not on the ADHD queue. So for fuck's sake, if I'd known that, I'd have asked my doctor to put me on the other track. Multiple years ago when I was first referred. But still, I'm in a much better place just knowing that I'm autistic than all the years I went by not knowing and just thinking I was broken, wrong. I don't know, that might resonate with some people, I don't know. Actually, right, I think I can quickly nick this sub-assembly. Copy and paste. Yeah. So we're going to quickly pop together, or try and pop together. I'm going to be cheeky. I am going to nick a blaster from the Taranika. Saves me, I'm going to build it. There we go. In all their blocky glory. Right, who's the closest? It's silver. This is all silver. Ah, Kongu has silver. Okay, that's excellent. I think that's what. Hello, sweetie. Like I do this all the time when it comes to building stuff. Like if there's an assembly that you know exists somewhere else already, like take it. I missed the hand. Get it. Definitely gonna have to wrap this up in a little bit. There you go, and I'm gonna call this. I'll just call it Zama turret. Hello, sweetie. Alright. So the Zama is the wrong colour. That needs to be bright green. I think I can correct that later on. I just need to add a couple of barbs to it. Yep. And those are those are sunk in too much, but that'll do for now. I hope no one's been keeping track of all the times I've said that'll do for now. Okay, we are really near the end of this tower now. Nice plate there just to cover it up, and a couple more 204s. There we go. And there should be a bar around here. There isn't. A bar. Is that it? Ah, that's a bar. Yep. That just needs to go there. This is actually a good source of a light grey bar piece if you want it, because it's supposed to be hidden in the final model, so you could switch it out for any colour. Axle 6 and Axle 4. L. There you go. Those aren't really relevant right now, but I'll do. And then a couple more. Kilorak. Didn't need to cut it, just copy it. Couple more Kilorak. Fangs, pincers. There we go. And that's basically that tower. Okay, let's just try and get that connected up. What do I need? I need. What's funny is that they actually build the connection on the spine end rather than on the tower. Right. So I just need one of those light grey bricks with fingers. There we go. And that's interesting. I've never properly heard that mandolin in the soundtrack before. What track is this? This is Rudaka's Evil Plan. So I think this piece just sits. It's frozen. There we go. Up there. I'm going to lock this as. I'm going to be a coward. I'm not going to give it a side. I'm not going to pick sides. I'm going to call it Far Tower. Okay, just make sure that's got everything in it. Yep, does that connect up to it? It does! Oh, heck yes! I don't know why I'm being conservative with my language now after dropping several F-bombs on this stream. So I'm just going to angle that in a little bit. 20, that'll do for now. So that is the core build of the Piraka Stronghold built in studio, and that only took me longer than I planned to do this, honestly. But yes. Just catching up the chat. Did I fix the old Mac? What's wrong with it exactly? I mean, I'm sure from a model point of view there's some inaccuracies, but I can't actually do anything about the actual model. It's functioning fine. It might be clipping a little bit. Fart hour. Oh, God. Yes, it also is an anagram for that. So there's a lot of spare pieces behind there. A lot of those are for the side builds. A lot of those are just pieces that I've already used here, but because I copied and pasted them whilst I was building, they're surplus to requirements. But I'm just going to pop the fit minifigures. I won't bother with the weapons for now. I'm just going to pop the minifigures in front, because that'll be a nice pretty way to finish it off. And I might even update the thumbnail for this stream with it. So that's cool. So yeah, that's more further than I thought I was going to get with it. I'm sure there's one or two minor mistakes, and I'll tighten up some of the connections. But yeah, that's exciting, and yeah, I'm glad to have that built. And hopefully you've seen a little bit of how the sausage is made with this monstrosity right here. Yes. All right. Cool. Oh, so it's the collision with the old Mac. Yeah, there's just not a lot. I can't do anything about the model and the model, but it's actually, if I put collision on, oh, it is colliding. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that for the time being, but I'm sure a more accurate version will come out. But anyway, I tell you what I'll do. I will upload this version of the model literally now. I'm going to upload this onto the Bionicle database of studio models, so that if you desperately wanted to do something with it, you can. But obviously bear in mind it's got some jank, and I've literally built it on stream here. So I'm going to keep working on it over the next few days, and hopefully you'll know when it's done, because I'll take the work in progress off it. Or will I leave it on? I might leave it on, because otherwise, because of the head. But either way, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day there. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning in and sticking around for so long on a Friday evening. The sun has now gone thoroughly down. So nice change, and I haven't done a stream for a long time, so I was a bit nervous about it. And thank you for just generally tuning in, whether you only watch some of the videos sometimes or whatever. Really, it's just cool to be around folks and obsess over things that probably didn't ought to be obsessed about, but we're going to do it anyway. Have a lovely evening, or afternoon, or morning, or whatever time of day it is. Have a lovely weekend, and I will catch you soon, quite possibly on Bionicle Day streaming. Alright. Thanks, everybody. Bye.